All right, guys, welcome back to DK's Garage. So today I'm going to start a new build series. I didn't get a new vehicle. I still have the Grand Cherokee. I still have the Bullet. But what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to give myself 9 months with this Grand Cherokee, 9 whole months. And I say 9 whole months. For me, that's a long time to stick with a vehicle like this. But as I told you guys before, the Grand Cherokee is going to be staying in the family. So I'm going to continue to build this up, knowing that I'm going to be getting rid of it, but it's going to be staying in the family, I do believe. So it's not that big of a deal for me to make sure that this one's nice whenever it moves on to the next person. But I need to find another vehicle in 9 months, because whenever I turn 44 years old on September 24th, I'm going to treat myself to a newer vehicle. Okay, so I need to figure out what it is that I'm gonna buy. I love driving a Grand Cherokee. I tell you, I love the SUV. The Gladiator was fun. The truck bed was nice to have, but I have trailers if I want to haul anything. And with the dog, I like having him in the back somewhere protected in the cargo area versus in a bed of a truck. So I'm going to steer away from a truck. As you guys may have known from this channel, I did have an F-150 that I drove. I really liked it, fixed it up. But I'm going to stay away from the trucks. I think I'm going to stick with an SUV. So I got a couple options in mind, some things I'm going to be looking at this next 9 months. So I want you guys to stay tuned. But I tell you what, today is going to be something special. It's going to be the very first vehicle that's an option for my next purchase. So welcome to the future project series. Let's get started. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about what it is I'm actually looking for when it comes to my next vehicle, okay? The main thing is it's got to have four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. That's the number one feature, okay? Number two is it has to house seats, enough seat belts for 5 people and still have cargo space, okay? Because my family's growing. I have 5 people. I gotta have, a few kids in the back, and I want to be able to put the dog in the back as well, okay? So this accomplishes all that right there, okay? But this is a vehicle that I'm gonna try to keep for a long term. I know that sounds funny to a lot of you, and you can go ahead and laugh now, but I'm gonna try and keep this next vehicle. It's probably gonna be one of my last purchased vehicles new, okay? So it's got to be a 4-door, so again, the kids can get in and out of the vehicle, okay? And it's got to have cargo space in the back, like I said, okay? So that being said, I'm going to go on this search to try to find the ultimate vehicle for me, okay? So I'm here with a buddy of mine, a sales guy that I've worked with for probably 4 years now, and he's going to go over with us right now what this next option is going to be, and it's something I think that you guys are really going to like, so check it out. That's right, we have the 2021 or 2022 by the time I go to get it, Ford Bronco 4-door, okay? So we're gonna check this out with my buddy CT. He's gonna tell us all about it, and we'll see what we think, okay? It's the first time I've ever seen one in person, so let's check it out.
Yes.
All right, CT, so tell us all about it. What is it that we're looking at here?
This is the 2021 Ford Bronco Big Bend.
Okay.
Got 2.3 EcoBoost engine, goat mode. Check this guy out.
Okay, so this is the 2.3. Is it the manual or the 10-speed?
This is the 10-speed automatic.
10-speed automatic,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now this is the Big Bend. There's a bunch of different options and trim levels for these Broncos. And the 2022 has a different color option. This is red. This stays for 2022, I believe.
Correct. This is race red.
Race red. Okay, so there's a darker red. They call it chili pepper red in 2022. 21 had another red as well, a dark red, but I don't know what the name of it was. But this thing looks pretty nice, man. What's the Big Bend? It's just up from the base. Is that right?
It's the next level up. Yes, sir.
Okay, next level up from the base. 4-door. It's got the soft top. There's a hard top option that's available. I believe they call it the molded in color. Yeah, so I've done a little research on these, and I tell you guys, the Broncos, when they came out, they were a little controversial. They were trying to compete with the Jeeps, and people were saying that it was better, not better, so on and so forth. But this is the first one I've ever seen in person. Of course, this has the independent front suspension. The window sticker here, I'll give you guys a look at that. Kind of get out of the shadow here. But capless fuel filler. See what the options on it are. It's the Big Bend series, 17-inch gray painted wheels. It's got the 373 gear axle in it. So MSRP is like $38,900. Not a bad price with the soft top. Now the Big Bend, like I said, is the second up from the base model. There's also the 2.7 liter engine, which gives you 330 horsepower. It has the 10-speed only. You don't get an option with the manual. Now, one thing I learned about these watching videos is there's no like trim around the window, no metal trim around the window. It's just all out door glass. That's it. But you can see the interior on this one. Cloth seats. Now, if you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of leather in the summer. It gets hot. In the winter, it gets really cold. So seat warmers are definitely key whenever you're getting leather, but I much prefer the cloth, honestly. I had that in my F-150. I really liked it. Some of the different trim levels come with coloring around here, coloring on the window pieces. You got a good handle here. They come with the trim there. This one seems to be pretty consistent with the seats, which I really like that fact. Sometimes you get some really weird colors whenever you start mixing all those. So, but yeah, this is the option, guys. It's got 3 seats in the back. It's got the cargo space for the dog in the back. I'd probably get the hard top, honestly. There's a couple things with this soft top I'm not a huge fan of from what I've seen. This rippling in the window, that seems to be on every single soft top I've seen on the Broncos so far. I do like the fact that you can pop the soft top back real easy after work on the drive home, but I'm not a fan of the way that it sits up like a man bun whenever it's just flipped back on the front part. So flipping it all the way down is great and it looks great and it's easy to do, but flipping up just the front part kind of looks weird. So kind of like the Gladiators and the JLs. So, but we're gonna take this one for a drive here in a bit, see what kind of pick up and go it's got with that 2.3 liter. That 2.3 liter, I believe, is the same engine that came out of the EcoBoost Mustang that I had, the first car I ever had on this channel, guys. So go back and take a look at that. That was a really neat car. I really enjoyed that car. But this Big Bend is definitely an option. We're gonna check out another 2-door here in a minute. What trim level is that?
I believe it's
the next level up?
Yeah,
okay.
So.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, that's fine. We'll check that one out in a minute. But right now, let's take this one for a drive and see what we think.
Give her a go and see what you think.
Yeah. It's wild seeing the thing sticking up on the hood there on the end.
It's a little different.
Yeah. Can't get you like shark fins. It's a little different.
What's your first thoughts?
The first thoughts, it's noisy with the top. It's been a while since I drove a Jeep Wrangler. I had a soft top in my Wrangler. I loved having a soft top in the Wrangler, but again, it had that man bun situation when it was sticking up. It's really weird seeing these two pieces on the hood. Yeah,
it's odd, right?
It's very, very odd. Not that it's bad. It's just hard to get used to. But it rides very comfortable. Yeah, going over bumps and everything is very comfortable. The dash being so flat is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Instead of it being angled out and kind of, because I'm used to the Jeep Grand Cherokee now.
Is it reactive? You feel good?
Yeah, I do. And, I was initially concerned at 2.3 how that was going to do with 35s and all that, but hearing that turbo kick in just reminds me again of my Mustang that I had with, make a left here?
Yeah, make a left.
Okay. But it just reminds me of the Mustang that I had, and I loved the turbo on that, and I love just that whenever the turbo kicks in, you get all that punch.
Yeah, it's very responsive.
Yeah, and then having the upgraded gearing that you can get in this. Now this one has 373, but I believe you can get 427s.
You can.
And then Sasquatch gives you the 471 or whatever. After we drove that one, we pulled up, we had a customer actually pull in with his Badlands 2-door. So you guys can see here, this is the 2-door gray. I don't know if this is a 21 or 22. I'm guessing a 21. But it is a Badlands with the hard top 2-door, which you don't see many 2-doors. It's really sharp looking. It's got the orange accent interior on the Badlands. It's got the rock rails, which I really like. Those are really cool. Yeah, those rock rails are nice. But here's the back end. Looks like it's brand new, not even registered yet. But I love the wheels. The wheels are really sharp when it comes to that color. That's neat. I like that. So another option there. It's got the rack system on top. CT. So what do we got here, man?
All right, guys, this is the two-door Big Bend. This has a little bit different features. As you see, it's got the roof rails up top.
Okay.
You got the Yamaka canoe holder, so on and so forth.
Okay.
It's got this is gonna have the sound deadening on the inside, which means it's gonna be a quieter drive. It's got the upfitter switches as well.
Okay, on the top of the hard top, the sound deadening. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now this is the antimatter blue.
Antimatter blue.
Which is one of the new colors we introduced in 2021.
Right.
But unfortunately, I think you already covered. It's not gonna be in 2022.
That's right. Not in 2022. Okay. And this one has which engine?
This has the 2.7 EcoBoost engine.
2.7, the big boy. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll see a little bit different, a little bit more responsiveness.
Okay, very cool. It's a little bit lighter. It's a two-door.
Yeah,
it's a two-door. Now, one thing with the doors on the two-door, and you take them off, you cannot put them in the back like you can on the four-door. So the four-door doors, you can actually store them in the back when you take them off. With the two-door, the doors are a little bit longer, so they will not fit in the back. So you'll have to leave those at home. But the Freedom panels, or what Jeep calls the Freedom panels, that comes across the top of the passenger and driver, that can be removed and I believe stored in the back of the two-door still. Not exactly sure on that, but I do believe it can store them there. But just not the doors.
Off. You want to plan ahead.
Yeah, definitely plan ahead.
Spur of the moment somewhere.
So let's take a look at the cargo space in this one. So we saw a little bit of the cargo space in the other one. This one is a lot more limited in the cargo space. You can see here it's got some door covers in here, top covers, but there's not a whole lot of space here. So this would not be good for me with the dog in the back. The dog would not have a lot of room. And again, it only has 2 seats. Now the difference between the two-door and the four-door when it comes to seats is these here fold down this way. Okay, the four-door, I believe you have to lift up the bottom seat first and then fold down the back of the seat. So we'll go ahead and pull this back, put that up. And you can see the sound deadening in this as well, a little bit of dusty, that I'll have whenever I get the hard top. So this one will definitely be interesting to drive, a little bit more peppier and a little bit quieter. So let's go ahead and move this out of the way and get started on the test drive. The upfitter switches that we were talking about that we got on there. So that's off, right?
Correct.
And this would be on.
6 separate ones. You can add lights or whatever else you're interested in on top.
Very cool.
And this is the deadening.
The sound deadening.
Absolutely. Without this, it'd be a louder drive like we had last time.
A lot like the Jeeps, you have the latches there that you can take off, and these come off in 2 different pieces. And again, they can store in the back of the truck. Two-door. It is a little quieter. I can already tell it's a little quieter with that hard top and everything. Oh yeah, that 2.7 does have. That 2.7 definitely does have some pep there for sure. Guys, so there's the drive. There's the two-door and four-door Broncos that I checked out. That's a good first test to see what kind of vehicles are out there that I can look at. This is definitely an off-road option when it comes to what I might be able to get and buy. There's sport versions of the SUVs that I'm looking at down the line. Stay tuned for those videos, guys. Those are coming. This is more of the off-road edition of the SUV I'm looking at. Again, not the two-door because it doesn't have 5 full seats. It doesn't have the 4 doors, but it was good to drive this engine. This engine is definitely peppier than the 2.3. Without a doubt, I noticed a difference. It put you back in your seat whenever you guys drove this one. So I like the 2.7 liter over the 2.3. That was good to see. This is the Sasquatch package. So you can see the bigger fender flares and the wheels and tires. Again, probably not going to go with the Sasquatch package, but it was good to see it in person. Both of them were Big Bends, which I wished one of them might have been an Overland or a Black Diamond, but I did get to see the trim level. So it was interesting to drive. I definitely like the hardtop. I really wish this antimatter blue was still an option in 2022. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to order that color, which I'm really disappointed about. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. We're going to go back to the house. We're going to build the ultimate Bronco for me and see what we can do. If you guys are interested in buying any Ford vehicles or ordering yourself a Bronco, get with CT at Bill Collins Ford in Louisville, Kentucky. He'll hook you guys up. He's a great salesman to work with. I've known him for 4 years. So talk to CT right here. This guy will hook you up with the deal if you want a special order. These 2 Broncos are just mannequins. They're just for test drives, but you can order yours through him. Give him a call. They'll hook you guys up. You guys take care. We'll see you later.